Wondering what living in Toronto is really like? Want an honest opinion from someone who is living here over 20 years? In this video, I'll break down the 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Toronto, which might help you decide if it's the right place for you. If you're in the market and need some guidance, you can book a quick intro call with me over Zoom using the Calendly link in the description below. I'll be happy to help. Now, let's get into it. The number 1 pro of living in Toronto is diversity. From Kensington Market to Chinatown, Toronto is the home to over 200 different ethnicities, which makes it one of the most diverse cities in North America. You can experience different cuisines, festivals, and neighborhoods from almost any country in the world. This means that no matter where you come from or what language you speak, there is always someone who speaks your language and understands your culture here in Toronto. Pro number 2. Work opportunities. There is always a high demand for workers in Toronto, so finding a job will not be very hard. With its bustling financial district and many corporate headquarters, you can find employment in almost any field. Plus, there are lots of startups popping up all over the city offering unique career opportunities, as well as internship for students or recent graduates looking for their first job out of school. The next pro is excellent public transit system. Torontonians often complain about the TTC, but compared with other cities in Canada, Toronto has an extensive bus, subway and streetcar system that makes getting around the city fairly easy and efficient. And the TTC is being expanded all the time. On top of that, there are plenty of bike lanes and walking paths to get you around the town in a greener way as well. Next step is the schools. Toronto has good schools from kindergarten to grade 12, with post-secondary universities and colleges that are ranked amongst the best in the world. There are lots of options in public, private, and religious schools, offering a wealth of creativity, skills training, science, engineering, and critical thinking pathways to help your kids succeed in life here or anywhere. Even more to the point for newcomers, there are lots of supports to learn English so you can function well in your new city as quickly as possible. And the last pro is amazing attractions. From museums, galleries, live theater and cinema to sports stadiums of every description and countless music venues, you would have to hide in a cave to be bored in Toronto. There is always something going on in the city. Toronto International Film Festival has become one of the largest publicly attended film festivals in the world. Success at TIFF has become a standard of excellence in film globally, in line with the festivals in Cannes or Hollywood and Bollywood. Toronto International Film Festival in September is a major cultural event in the Toronto year. There are many sporting seasons that punctuate the city's calendar year-round. Whether it's opening day with the Blue Jays in April, the Stanley Cup playoffs with the Maple Leafs in May, or big games with the Argus or Raptors in fall or winter, Toronto has a very lovely sporting scene. We've just gone all over the pros, and there are lots of main reasons people love living in the city. Now, let's have a look on the other side of the coin. The number 1 con of living in Toronto is expensive cost of living. I sell real estate for a living. I fully understand that the cost of housing is more expensive here than in some other large cities in North America and elsewhere in the world. The cost of living in Toronto is high when compared to other Canadian cities, except maybe Vancouver and some American cities. The cost of living in Toronto is still pretty high due to things like taxes, higher rent prices, and insurance compared to other parts of Canada. Con number 2, traffic. Getting around the city by car can be tough due to a heavy traffic, which is the daily norm throughout much of downtown and beyond. The reason is road and highway infrastructure and some public transit too have not kept pace with the population growth. Average commuting time around the GTA do not compare well to many other large cities in the world. The next con of living in Toronto is weather. It is extreme in Toronto. This is like most of Canada. With wind chill, winters in Toronto can be long and cold, with snowstorms often lasting days at a time, while summer can be short and humid with temperature reaching over 40 degrees Celsius. So, being prepared for anything weather-wise is key when living here. Con number 4. Crime rate. Like any city, there is always an issue with crime and property theft, so safety measures should always be taken when traveling through any large city. Toronto is no exception. Condo buildings have extra security locks, there are cameras on most streets, and police officers patrol Toronto's main areas for safety. And the last con for living in Toronto is less living space. Many condos and houses are quite small compared to other parts of Canada or to the US. So if you're looking for a lot of living space, Toronto may not be the best choice. To make up for this, Toronto has plenty of green spaces and parks that offer an escape from city life when you need some fresh air. Moving anywhere can be a daunting task, but understanding both sides before taking the plunge can help make your transition smoother than ever before. Whether it's worth the risk depends entirely upon what type of lifestyle you're seeking. For those after big city excitement, along with plentiful opportunities, Toronto could just be your perfect new home, sweet home. Whether you're buying, selling, or just love exploring real estate options in Toronto, I've got plenty more to share. Feel free to contact me directly or schedule a call using the calendar link in the description below. Remember to subscribe and let's navigate the Toronto real estate market together. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.